Our topic is journal club presentation. The journal club presentation. Now, you must have heard about what is a club. In general, what is a club? In general, what is a club? Or what do you understand by the meaning or the word club? Club. Group of
members,
people. Okay. Who wants to do one same thing? We have heard about club of tennis, cricket club, a library club, a peer group club. So it is a group of people who are doing the same thing. Likewise, we have a journal club presentation also, where people come together, where scientists come together or researchers come together and present a research article and discuss about the article. Club is they come together and discuss about the article. Now let us see what exactly is journal club presentation. One is simply expected to summarize the research question, the methods, the results and the conclusion, and not slavishly read through the article. In a journal club, the presenter's interpretation is more important than actually rehearsing the content of the article. Now here what it says that you have to summarize the article, the published article. Now we are doing some researches every now and then. Now we are publishing researches every year. We are supposed to publish at least 2 to 3 researches. You people are publishing one research, but we teachers are publishing 2 to 3 or 4 researches every year. Now when we publish those researches, what is this? If they find something good in a research, if they find my research, if the club of scientists find my research a good one, so what they do, they come together, they first discuss about that research. Everybody is given a research topic. Maybe it is a common statement. What they do, each one has to read the content. You have to go through the content, what exactly that statement is and what exactly is done in that research. What method is used, what was the hypothesis, what was the analysis and what is the result, and also to see the conclusion. And when you see all these things, you have to do a critique about that research. If something was wrong, if something extra should be added in that, or if everything is good, you have to present that research. It is exactly what it says, the presenter's interpretation is more important. If I am presenting the journal or the article, my presentation is more important, or my interpretation of what I thought. Already researcher has given her own interpretation in that article. Suppose it is Ria's presentation. He has already completed the research. He has given his own interpretation. But now I am going through that research. So what is my interpretation is different from Ria's interpretation. I found some mistakes, lacking something in his research, or I find something I should have used this method better than what he has used. So you have to present what is my interpretation in that research and the content of the article to be present. If everything is good, you have to present that also. Now, aim of journal club. A journal club is a group of individuals who meet regularly to critically evaluate research articles in the academic literature, such as the scientific literature, medical literature, or philosophy literature. Journal clubs are usually organized around a defined subject in basic or applied research. Now, here the aim of journal club is to come together to meet regularly and critically evaluate the research. Critically evaluate means what? You have to evaluate the research in depth. Critically you have to evaluate each word, each sentence, each method, everything you have to go through and you have to critically evaluate the research article in the academic literature, such as academic literature कुठले असतात आपण yearly जे publish करतो, those are academic literatures. The literatures may be now because we belong to science stream, So we are going to have a scientific literature, medical literature, or a philosophy literature in journal clubs, and which are usually organized around a defined subject in a basic or applied research. So a defined subject is given in basic or applied research. Now history of journal club. So Sir William Oscar, he is the one who founded the journal club, and he is the one who organized the research journal club at McGill University in 1875. But when he had organized or arranged this journal club, the members said that it was already existing, but the name was different. It was not called as journal club, but it was called as research group presentation, and simply we will see what is it. Now the journal club format. A journal club is a regular gathering of scientists to discuss a scientific paper found in research journal. One or two members of the club present a summary of the chosen paper that the whole group has read, and then the discussion begins. Okay, so we have already discussed about what is the format or what we are going to do in the journal club. So what it is? A journal club, it is a regular meet of all the scientists or the researchers. And then what they do, one or two members of the club present a summary of a chosen paper, like an article is chosen. So one or two members of the club, they have to present the article, and critically they have to go through the content. And the whole group should also read it. Whole group should have that statement. Whole group should go through the research article, and then they have to discuss about the same thing. I hope you are understanding. It is not very difficult. Now, what are the benefits of journal club? Now, journal clubs enable staff to develop their searching and critical appraisal skills, and provides a regular forum to discuss service improvements. Now, what is the use of journal club? Now, the use is the journal club enables the researchers or the scientists to do a critical appraisal, so that you can find out what extra or what has to be added or what can be done in the research more. It can improve the skills of the researcher, skills of the scientist, and provide a regular forum to discuss service improvement. So if you have to discuss, if you go through it, if you read it properly, if you read the content, when you come to know that something more can be added or something more has to be added, what it is, it adds skills to the researcher, isn't it? आपण ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी केल्यानंतर आपल्याला हळूहळू आपली काय होती, आपोआपच ग्रोथ होत जाती. आपल्याला you will understand, scientists will understand what exactly has to be done. So these are the benefits of journal club. Now, how do I choose a journal club topic? How to select? We have already discussed that you have to select a statement or you have to select the topic. Now, can you just go and select one topic and say, this is a medical topic and we will have a discussion on this. So it's going to roughly be not good, no? Because researchers are all not very best. You have to select a good research where you can do a presentation, or where the scientists or the researchers can discuss among each other. Sometimes the researchers which we do are not up to the mark. Maybe it may happen, what I am saying, like our students are, they're still undergoing through that process. Exactly, they don't do researches like what scientists do. We exactly don't do experimental research what scientists are doing. We are doing experimental research which are only superficial, isn't it? Invasive upon experimentals कुठलेच करत नाही. We are not allowed, we are not supposed to do any invasive researches. Now here, how are you going to choose a journal club topic? So first thing is your research statement. If the research has to be good, don't select a review or theoretical research, descriptive research, or ज्याच्यामध्ये नुसतीच theory असेल. You should not select that research. Look for core component divisions of scientific papers. Core म्हणजे काय? What is the meaning of core? In depth. Huh? So a research which is really done in depth, which is already critically done, those kind of scientific papers you have to select. Now the quality. First one is the statement. You have to choose a proper statement which has a core components, and then it has to be a scientific paper. Second one is the quality of the research. It is from a respected, prominent, peer-reviewed journal. So how you will decide what is the quality of research? I have done a research. मी खूप वर्ष झाले रिसर्च करते, 15-20-30 वर्ष झाले रिसर्च करते, मी रिसर्च पब्लिश करते. मग माझा रिसर्च, if I have published it in a regional journal or in a state journal, so that journal is not considered to be a good journal. Okay, the journal which is internationally recognized, where medical people read those research. Now we are supposed to, now it is made compulsory by our university that we are supposed to publish journal in which, publish our research articles in which journal? Scopus, Web of Sciences, PubMed, UGC केअर लिस्टमध्ये जे जर्नल्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये आपण काय करायला पाहिजे? We are going to publish the journals, isn't it? Why we are going to publish in those specific journals? So that to prove that our quality of research is good. It is said that when you publish your journal, the journal does not accept the research articles just like that. Okay, आपण जेव्हा research पाठवतो, we have to pay so much, isn't it? We are paying 24,000, 18,000, 19,000 for one article to be published. That is also for 3 to 4 pages only. So when we send our article to that particular journal, the editor board, that is the editor board, by now you must have understood, there is the editor board. That editor board will go through our article, then they will select whether to take this journal, whether to take this research or not to take this research. Is this research a rubbish one or we can use it now? Because their name is also, you have to give fame to their name also, no? Their name is like Scopus. It's a very good journal. All good research articles are only published in Scopus. Who has gone through the format, who has done according to the given steps, or they have done it properly and really they have done it, analysis are proper. They will check all those things and then only they will allow you to publish your article in there. So here the quality of the research article, that is also really important. So you have to choose. The journal club presenter has to choose an article which is published in a good journal. Okay. Next is the audience. Now who are the audience? Here. Yes, the audience are the people or the peer group who are present in the journal. But here the audience, here what we say, the audience are the one who are reading our research. Okay? आपण जेव्हा प्रोग्राम करतो, जेव्हा ते आपल्याला बघणारे जे आहेत ते काय म्हणतात, आपण त्यांना काय म्हणतो? They are the audience. So here also what kind of audience is reading your research? Okay? What are their needs and interests? Scope of practice. Is it relevant to your listeners? Is it relevant to them? Or simply you have taken a topic only because you are going to present it? असं नाही व्हायला, but today is my presentation. I have chosen one topic which is not in your syllabus and which is not of your use. Is it useful? No. So what's the use? I am just wasting my 2 hours of duty here. So it should not be like that. The listeners must be able, they must have, they must get benefit from what you are going to present. So here it should be relevant to the listeners. You want something that is meaningful to their practice. It is meaningful. If I have chosen a statement of, now we are doing, okay, lemon rinse on cancer patients who have mucositis. So here now what I have to do, this is an experimental research. So what the cancer hospital, they don't allow to do research on a cancer patient because something might happen, because we have first our statement was ice cubes, flavored ice cubes to patients of mucositis among cancer patients, patients who have mucositis among cancer patients. But this thing did not allow us to do the research there. Why? Because it is flavored, and flavored is colored, colored and it is synthetic. So if you give that to the patient and something wrong happens to the patient because it is synthetic, it is colored, made color, artificial color, and simply because it is ice cubes, ice means flavor in the ice cubes, we want them to give a ice cube so that it feels cold and mucositis reduces. We want to see that if it can reduce, but they did not give because it is an artificially made and something might go with the patient. So here also what we do, that we change the statements to lemon rinse. We change the statement to lemon rinse. Now lemon is not an artificial thing. Patient can take the lemon. But how much quantity of lemon is to be added in the water? How much quantity of water is to be taken? How are you going to measure it? With what you are going to measure? Do you have a measuring glass? Do you have a measuring cup? Or whatever. So everything is very, very important, and that has to be added in your research, and throughout the research you have to follow the same procedure. Now everybody must have gone through this. You are doing the research. Anybody doing experimental research? So you are doing the same thing, isn't it? You must have that spoon, how much this thing, tablespoon आहे, teaspoon आहे, 5 ml चा स्पून वापरता, तुम्ही 10 ml चा वापरता, किती पानं घेतली, कुठल्या झाडाची पानं घेतली. So all that is very, very important. So here it has to be meaningful to their practice. So what they are going to do, what the audience are going to do in future, they should, it should be beneficial to them, that when you give knowledge to them, when you are reading out the presentation, it should include all these critical things or all these small things in your research, so that the audience will come to know what exactly is done in that research, and so that it helps him or her while doing his own research. Are you understanding? Yes. Not confused? Okay. So you might also want to consider the length. A typical research article is of 3 to 7 pages. Your colleagues may not appreciate your presenting one that is of 22 pages. So here what is the length of the article? When you are doing the presentation, your article should not be more than 7 pages. It should not be 20 pages, 22 pages. Some people are there, they want to exhibit themselves, or they want to show something more. Okay, and then here what happens, the listeners or the audience may not like this. So your research article presentation length, which has to be only 3 to 7 pages. Now the currency. Now what is currency? No, that is what I thought you will answer. So currency is current paper, recent. Okay. So currency is, it is the article title. Pick something from the recent literature. Current literature पाहिजे. जुनं कुठलं तरी लिटरेचर आहे, जुनं कुठलं तरी जर्नल आहे which is out of date, which is outdated, and त्याच्यामध्ये पैसे कमी आहेत, किंवा they will accept your journal as whatever you have said with your mistakes. If you are sending it like that, then that is of no use. The research article, when you are going to publish, it has to be a current, dated, and you have to pick something like that which is recent. Next is issue. Issue, everybody knows, you have gone through the research articles, you know what is the issue. Means how many times it has been published. Okay, it is on an important topic. It is about a current problem or the issue in the field. So you all know that journals have an issue, they have a volume. So it shows what kind of what number of volume you want to search. If you want, if I tell you my research is published in issue 6, volume 8. So you can immediately go and search for issue 6 and volume 8. Issue 6 मध्ये volume 9 पण असू शकतो. Every year the publisher, if they want to publish 2 journals, there are some journals which are published twice a year. There are some journals which publish only once a year. There are some publishers who publish the journal 3 times a year. So the volume of the journal goes on increasing. 1, 2, 3 in a year. That issue is 1 issue. Okay. Issue 2. So 4, 5, 6 next year. You understood? So that is the issue. Now the importance. Will other types of practice be affected by the findings? So the importance, this is very important, that will the other research or practice will be affected with that particular presentation. Like I told you that if some small things, if you are presenting those things also, the audience will catch those things and they will come to know about this research was done in such following way. So I also must conduct my research in it is something same, the statement is same, and I also have to follow this process. So that is important, that it is beneficial to the audience. Next is the interest of the audience. Is it of interest to you? If it doesn't engage you, you are not likely to pull in your audience. So when you are presenting something, it has to be to the interest of your audience. If it is of no interest, then what will happen? The audience will not listen to you. If it is not beneficial to them, they will not listen to you. So you have to pick a topic which is of interest to the audience. Now, benefits of journal clubs. Journal clubs enable staff to develop their searching and critical. Already we have seen that. Now let us see what is the value of journal clubs. Journal clubs are believed to be an excellent instructional method to increase knowledge, acquisitions, and improve the skills of critical appraisal of research. So this is the value of the journal. Now journals are believed that it is an excellent instructional method. It is supposed to be an instructional method. People or audience can learn through the presentations. It can increase the knowledge of the audience or the scientific researchers or the peer group and improve the skills of critically appraise of research. Why do you have to join a journal club? Can anybody answer this question? We have gone through so much. I don't think this is difficult.
You gave new ideas.
Okay, very good.
To find out new research,
Okay,
knowledge about research.
Very good. And
To know about any critics from previous.
okay, and somebody here
We can
to improve the skills. Very good. So this is why you have to join the journal club. Now student members can improve the reading habits and gain practice in critiquing and appraising research. So if there are student members who are listening or if they are the audience, so what will happen? Actually they will develop their reading skills. Some students have, some students don't have reading skills. वाचायचा खूप कंटाळा येतो ना आपल्याला आणि काही लोक असतात त्यांना स्टोरी बुक्स वाचायला खूप आवडतात, रीडिंग करायला खूप आवडते. When you ask hobby and habits, you will see 1 or 2 students writing reading is their hobby. आणि मला इतकं आश्चर्य वाटायचं लहानपणी रीडिंग किती कंटाळा येतो रीडिंग करायचा, किती सो बोरिंग रीडिंग and going and now I got that habit and I really feel personally I feel that reading is such good thing that you will gain knowledge, so much of knowledge. You will come to a good vocabulary, like what different words, how to use different words. Before means I was talking about when I was small. Vocabulary is the same, Marathi is nice, but even English. What words you are going to express or what words you are going to use, that also you will come to know only through reading. So reading skills will be improved in your students and gain practice in critiquing and appraising research. Like she said, Marley said, like you will have a habit of critiquing and appraising. That means when you read, you will come to know what is wrong and you will come to know what is right. And you will be able to do the critiquing. तुमचं critiquing झालंय? नाही झालं. So when you do critiquing, काय आहे procedure तुमची? माहिती आहे? What is the format? You have to swipe your journals among yourself. Teacher, your coordinator, research coordinator should give you a list. Her journal will go to him and his journal will go to her. She has to read his journal carefully. If she knows what is to be done in the research, then only she will be able to do the critiquing. Critiquing means what? To find out the mistakes. Suppose there is a grammar mistake, not only method, not only the steps, even the grammar, full stop, the fonts, the formatting of the research, everything is included in that. कधी कधी टायपिंग मिस्टेक झालेली असते, कधी ग्रामर मिस्टेक झालेली असते, कधी मेथड चुकीची यूज केली असू शकते. परपेच्युअल सॅम्पलिंग असते तिथं रँडम सॅम्पलिंग यूज केलेलं असतं. So you have to go through it and you will come to know only when you know research properly. So here critiquing and appraising research, they can polish their presentation and communication skills. So here the peer group or the audience or the student members or the researchers, you people are also researchers. We call you as a researcher when you are in that field, isn't it? So here the researchers, they will get polished and their presentation and communication skills also are developed. They can network and improve a dialogue with other students and professionals, and they can see how the best research can improve evidence-based. So research is always a evidence-based practice. Everything needs a evidence. So here you will come to know how to see a evidence-based practice. Okay, so this is why we have to join the journal club. Another name for a journal club. Other names for journal clubs include discussion groups or reading groups. मगाशी मी आधी सांगितलं होतं की there are other names for the journal club. So it is also called as a discussion group or it is also called as a reading group. But the purpose remains the same. Purpose is the same. Like you have to discuss, critiquing, and you have to give your own ideas. To keep current on published research, to think critically about the quality of research, to learn about the research process and to inform your decision making. Now the disadvantages of journal club. The diverse instructional formats and the lack of specific curricula are regarded as the major disadvantage of journal clubs. So what happens? The disadvantage here is there might be a format difference. We are following a typical format. Now what is the format for our research? Can anybody tell? काय आहे फॉर्मॅट? आपण काय रिसर्चचे स्टेप्स काय आहेत? Background, introduction, use of studies, and then methodology, hypothesis, and all those. But if you go to some other institute or university, maybe they have a different format. For experimental, they are using a different format. For descriptive, they have a different channel. So that may make some misunderstanding among the group. So there is a diverse instructional format and lack of specific curricula is regarded as the major disadvantage of the journal club. So the curricula can be a different one or the formats are different. That only is the disadvantages when you are discussing about the journal. Now how do you read a journal club article? Now when you read out the journal club, when you are presenting or when you are publishing a journal club, so we are not publishing or we are not reading out the whole research. Like I told you, it has to be only in 3 to 7 pages. Okay, it should not be more than 7 pages. Our researches are how big? Maybe 200 pages, पुन्हा 350, कोण जास्त diagrams add करते. So you don't have to present each and everything. You have to go through the research. But when you are presenting the article and when you are publishing the article, these are the things which should be added. So first thing is the abstract. What is an abstract? It is a summary of the whole research, and in research language we call it as an abstract. Next is the conclusion. What you have concluded through your research, what you got through your research. Then the discussion. What discussion you are going to do, exactly what you found out, what are the skills you think you have added, or what extra you want to add in that particular article. That discussion you have to write down. Then the introduction of that particular research, the methods which the researcher has used, and the research and the results which the scientist or the research has got. And then you have to reread what was your discussion, what discussion you had presented. Okay, so first thing is abstract, second is conclusion, third is discussion, then introduction again, then method, the results, and again you have to reread your discussion so that the audience will come to know what was done by that researcher and what discussion you have done. Now suggestions for preparing and giving scientific talks in journal club. Choose your paper carefully. Read your paper thoroughly. If you still have questions about the data, get help from your colleagues. Plan out your talk carefully. Try to relax as much as possible and practice yourself. So this is how you are going to prepare for a scientific talk or a journal presentation. So you have to choose your paper carefully. Then don't just I already told you how you will choose the paper or how are you going to choose the statement. Then read your paper thoroughly. You have to go through the research, not only those 3 to 7 pages. You have to go through the whole research, what you have to see, everything about what the researcher has done. Read your paper thoroughly. If you still have any doubts, you can consult your colleagues. It is always better to consult your. You should not feel that I am so senior. मी इथे ह्या पोस्टवर काम करते आणि मी सुजनला जाऊन कसं काय विचारू हे काय डाऊट काय आहे and I am not able to understand. And I am going to मी असं कुणाला दाखवणार नाही हा आता की मला हे समजलं नाही. It should not be like that. You always have to consult your colleagues. Okay? It is always better to recorrect yourself. Okay, so you have to consult your colleagues, see if you have done any mistake. If you don't have understood something, you have to go and ask somebody and solve your questions. Get help from your colleagues. Plan out your talk carefully. So here you have to practice. You have to plan out what you are going to talk. Just don't, okay, so you have done, you have found out the critics, you have found out what is lacking, or you found out everything is good and what discussion you are going to make. And then you go directly to the presentation and then you don't know how to start. कधी-कधी काय होते लोक स्वतःला फार they feel that I am able to do what she is doing. मला ह्याच्यापेक्षा चांगलं करता येते, but it is not like that. When you stand in front of a group, when you try to talk in front of the group, it becomes very, very difficult. Even a leader is not able to express what is going, you may forget few things. So what you have to do every time when you have found out you are going to talk in front of the audience. So at home you have to practice. Our teachers used to say you have to practice in front of the mirror. Stand in front of the mirror and talk in front of the mirror. See how are you going to start. तुम्ही कसं स्टार्ट करणार, टॉपिक तुमचं कसा तुम्ही इंट्रोड्यूस करणार, and then you will start about how you are going to further improve in your topic, how further you are going to talk about your topic. So plan out your talk carefully. Try to relax as much as you must not get confused. You must not have anxiety and you must not be worried. आपल्याला भीती वाटते कधी-कधी प्रेझेंटेशनला, काय प्रश्न विचारतील, उत्तर देता येते का नाही, माझी vocabulary is good or not, my presentation may be good or not. So don't think about that. When you are good at everything, when you stand in front of people, you don't have to worry about anything. So try to relax as much as possible and you have to practice hard. Now how does a journal club work for attendees? Attendees are the people who are going to attend the journals. 2 weeks prior to each journal club meeting, a link to be selected. Article will be emailed out to those on the journal club mailing list and to all the members of the CTR. This will ensure that everyone will have a chance to read the article before the meeting. So here when you have chosen, if you are a presenter, if two of you are a presenter, what you have to do, you have to send a mail to all the group. In that group you have to send them the article so that all the members of the club presenters, they will read or they will go through the article properly, and this will make ensure that everybody has read and come to the forum, or they have come to the club for discussion. So that makes a proper discussion or better communication between the presenter and the attendees. At each meeting, the presenter spends approximately 20 to 25 minutes explaining the premise of the chosen article and why or why not they deem it to be important to the field. So every presenter is given 20 to 25 minutes. In that 20 to 25 minutes, they have to tell why it is like that. Or if you are not, if you don't like the, what do you say, this thing of the article, you have to tell them why you did not, why you are not, why you are not, why you like the journal, or why you did not find any critics in that journal, or why you found the critics in that particular journal, and how it should be, that you have to explain during your discussion. Now the attendees will then collectively discuss and critique the chosen paper. After your discussion, the attendees, what they will do, they will collectively discuss and critique those chosen paper. The meetings are fairly informal to encourage discussion throughout the presentation. Okay, so here also when your presentations are there, now we have so many members. Now we don't sit more because our student number has increased, but all the teachers used to sit for one student's presentation. He will present and the others will give a view, or they will discuss about how it has to be, what method has to be given, or how much should be the sample size, where it has to be done. So each and everyone used to give their view. Okay? But nowadays all the teachers are not sitting together, only the guide comes and the coordinator is allowed to sit because we have large number of students, so we have stopped that kind of club presentation. Otherwise, everybody, the attendee, used to give their view of discussion. So here we see attendees will then collectively discuss and critique the chosen paper. The meetings are fairly informal to encourage discussion throughout the presentation. After that, it becomes an informal meeting where discussions are made. First, the presenter presents, and there is a informal, fairly informal meeting also where discussion from the attendees can be done. Now for the presenters, this is for the one who presents. 2 weeks before your presentation date, the organizer will email you to request the article title that you wish to present. Please respond within a week's time so that your talk can be properly advertised to CTR members and journal club attendees. So they will select a topic, they will send you a topic, or you have to select a topic, you have to send it or mail it to the whole group. If they have sent, if the publisher or the journal has sent you a particular topic, you have to respond within a week's time that you are going to present it. Are you willing to present it, or you are not willing to present that particular article. The presentations are usually prepared using PowerPoint slide, so the figures from the articles can be displayed for the audience. Prior to discussing the article details, you should provide sufficient background information so that those who are not experts can understand what is being discussed. How the article contributes to our understanding of placenta product. This is just an example they have given. And what happens here is, what you are going to present, you have to make a PowerPoint, just like how you people do and present it in front of the group. So when you have a topic, when you got a statement, you have to prepare your PowerPoint slide so that whatever you are going to present can be visible to the audience and it becomes easy for the audience to understand. Please expect the audience members will ask questions throughout your presentation. So audience or the attendees they may ask you questions throughout your presentation, which is why the meeting is often lasts between 45 minutes to 1 hour. What we saw, how much time the presenter takes to present? 20 to 25 minutes the presenter is given to present. But here it says that the meeting lasts for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Why? Because there is discussion going on, or the attendees will they will ask you few questions throughout your presentation. Presenters should try to choose an article that is not directly related to their own research and that comes from higher impact journal. So the article should not be his own article. Okay, article should not be taken from any journal. It has to be from a high impact journal. Impact, you know what is the impact of a journal? What is the impact of a journal? Impact is okay. So influence or the that's a value किती आहे? Whether the journal is read by many people, is it reaching to many people? Are really science people reading Scopus journal? का उगाच तुम्ही Scopus मध्ये publish करायला लागले पैसे जास्त आहेत म्हणून? तसं नाही. The impact value should be high and the journal is presented in that particular journal, published in that particular journal. Now there are few names. Now the selection of an article that is not obviously connected to the trophoblast field but has implication for the research activity. This is just an example. Trophoblast is nothing but it is related to the placenta, and if it is a dynamic research, it is about that. So for a list of previously presented research, meetings will be taken over the video conferencing platform or a Zoom platform. You can also present it on a Zoom platform or a video conferencing online form. Please familiarize yourself with this platform prior to your presentation. If you are going to present on an online platform, there are so many different online platforms. So when you are told that you are going to present, what you have to do, if you are going to present it online, you have to give them what kind of platform you are going to use, like whether it is Google Meet or whether it is Zoom or whether it is what do you say? Video conferencing कशा करतात? So there are so many different methods. So which you are going to link तुम्ही कशावरून पाठवणार? मी आज सगळेजण तुम्ही every day you people are using Google Meet. But suddenly I say, today 10 o'clock, it is 10 o'clock, my research will be taken on Zoom meeting. So then what happens? Everybody is confused. You have to download that Zoom. Then it may play on somebody, it may not play on somebody. You don't have a proper internet, you don't have a, what do you say? कशातून घेतो आपण ते Play Store मधून download होत नाहीये. There are so many problems. Online, if you're going on online, there are so many problems and it may interrupt your presentation. So beforehand, you have to tell them what is the platform of your presentation. The organizers can help you orient yourself. The organizer will host the meeting and allow you to share your screen with the attendees so that they can see your presentation and you can discuss your article. So it is the organizer's job. They will organize you, they will introduce you, and they will see that your slides are also seen and you are also seen, and what you are discussing is also heard properly to the attendees. The organizers will monitor verbal or written questions from the audience and interject accordingly. For the full benefit of everyone involved, we strongly encourage presenters to attend the journal club meeting on a regular basis. So it has to be on a regular basis. जर gap पडला तर काय होतं? You will not come to know what exactly, and you will not have a proper link. एकदा link तुटली की you will forget everything. So it should not happen like that. You must have a proper presentation, and the presentation should be on regular basis. To encourage junior members to share their thoughts, we would really appreciate if group leaders would hold their comments until we have told comments from the junior members. So every now and then you should not give comments. You have to hold yourself. If you want your juniors to learn, the seniors must hold their comments while presenting and let the juniors discuss first. You will see what kind of ideas they have. Are they really practicing? Are they really understanding? And then the seniors can give their comments so that the juniors will get a chance to comment. Otherwise, they will not have any good exposure. So that was all. So I hope you have understood this. What is general club? How beneficial it is. Now I have one more slide.